to this broadcast of Varsity Girls Soccer on NKTelco Sports. We are here at Sidney Soccer Field where the Vandalia Butler Aviators will take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Mr. Bank, Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. You're looking live here at Sidney High School Soccer Field for a beautiful Wednesday night here in the middle of September. My name's Brandon Coverme, alongside me, Michael Laus. And Michael, we have a really good treat here for a Miami Valley League matchup in the middle of the season. First, taking a look at the Vandalia Butler Aviators, sitting at 7-0 ahead of in the Miami division.
Great for a young team to be at the top this early in the standings. First year coach Beth Rosenkrantz leading this young team. A lot of good speed, a lot of skill, bringing it up, starting off a great season and looking to keep it going here against the Yellow Jackets.
And Sidney on the other side, they're sitting at 5-1-1. They're ahead in the Valley division. So, like I said, a treat that we have here. This Miami Valley League is split into two divisions. We have the top team from each side battling it off.
You don't normally get that this early in the season, but you got it here. Sidney, very much the same traits. Very, very young team, very, very disciplined team. Have been playing some great soccer and off to a tremendous start. This should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one here tonight. Sidney led in scoring by Larkin Vordemark. She actually leads all the Miami Valley League in scoring with 13 goals. So, she's going to be one to focus on here tonight for Vandalia. She's been really a stud all season for the Yellow Jackets. So.
Yes, they've been consistent. They've so far for the relatively staying healthy. They had a couple injuries early. They're starting to getting one back. Hopefully, get one back in October and keep humming here towards when tournament time comes next month.
Supporting players first, junior midfielder number 6.
And I believe we're going through our support players right now as we're waiting. We'll have our Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups here in a second.
A senior forward, number 19.
As we pause and wait for the announcing of the starting lineups.
Number 1, Hannah Bian.
Just going through some of the non-starters.
Izzy Sands and goalkeeper Audrey Holzkamp. And the starters for the Lady Aviators this evening in the midfield, the sophomore, number 2, Madison
Number
Budding.
2, Madison Budding.
At junior forward, co-captain number 4, Nora Neely.
Number 4, Nora Neely.
Midfielder sophomore, number 5, Ayla Washburn.
Number 5, Ayla Washburn.
A defender and a junior, number 7, Reese Lawler.
Number 7, Reese Lawler.
Junior forward, number 8, Brooklyn Bolander.
Number 8, Brooklyn Bolander.
Forward, freshman number 10, Carmela Decker.
Number 10, Carmela Decker.
Defender number 14, Scarlett Chambers.
Number 14, Scarlett Chambers.
In the midfield, senior midfielder, and make that a quad captain, number 16, Haley Stanforth.
Haley Stanforth.
A sophomore defender, number 17, Gianna Kincaid. A freshman defender.
And number 17, Gianna
21,
Kincaid.
Olivia Gralnick.
Number 21, Olivia Gronick. And for the Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups here. Again, Emerson just right across the way. As the Sidney Yellow Jackets get started here. Their starting lineups brought to you again by Emerson Climate Technology. As they're going through the supporting players right now. Off the bench, the junior varsity contest served as a 2-2 tie prior to this game.
Showing that that youth group is you're getting a great crop when that group plays well. You're going to have them playing here come next year, the following year.
And it makes practices competitive too, which is fun.
Absolutely, from head to toe on both, from senior to freshman, lots of depth here on both sides of the ball, and this should be very, very entertaining tonight.
3, Kenzie Kester.
Going through, got some of the injured players going through right now.
Hopefully we'll be getting them back. Coach had said getting them back hopefully very soon.
Number 0, Madison Pyatt.
Starting lineups, number 0, Maddie Pyatt, who will be the goalkeeper.
Kylie Spade.
Number 1, Kylie Spade.
A freshman forward. Make that senior midfielder, number 4, Allie Blatter.
Number 4, Allie Blatter.
A sophomore forward, number 7, Larkin.
Number 7, Larkin Vordemark.
Sophomore defender, number 11, Kendall Dickman.
Number 11, Kendall Dickman.
At forward, a freshman, number 13, Katie McKinney.
Number 13, Katie McKinney.
At defender, a freshman, number 20, Hayden McVetti.
Hayden McVetti.
At the midfield, a freshman, number 24,
Number 24, Riley Randolph.
And now the tri-captains. Midfielder junior, number 27, Olivia Bargy.
Number 27, Olivia Bargy.
And defender midfielder junior, number 2, Kimura Johnson.
Number 2, Kimura Johnson. And rounding out the lineup, number 22, Lainey Fair. Again, thank you to Emerson Climate Technologies for bringing you those starting lineups here tonight.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back here on NKTelco Sports. Getting ready for action here between Sidney and Vandalia Butler. My name's Brandon Coburn. Alongside me, Michael Lau, saying, let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, for the Vandalia Butler Aviators.
Big thing talking with Coach Rosenkrantz here before the game is going to be their possession. They need to keep possession of the ball, and that's their style of play. They like to keep low passes onto the ground. They need to capitalize on their opportunities in front of the goal. They like to take good shots in front of the box and take advantage of their youth and speed.
And let's take a look at our keys to the game for the home team on the scoreboard, the Sidney Yellow Jackets.
Yes, they three keys talking with Coach Verno before the game: attacking early and often in the space behind their Butler back line, putting high pressure on the Butler players and forcing them into wide dribbles, and no shots from the top of the box as Butler likes to take long shots in front of the box.
And it should be a good one here tonight. Looks like Sidney going to start with possession.
Referee tonight, Dave Berry, and he'll be assisted by Larry Berna and Nicole Kidwell on our sidelines tonight.
And it's, a nice night here for soccer, especially in the middle of September.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been very blessed here with, the weather has been holding up pretty well. A little bit of rain the other night, but a lot of things seem to have dried out, and was wondering how the grass was going to be here tonight, but seems to have held up pretty well.
Butler working it up ahead. And Sidney kicked away back over to the Butler side. Controlling the air for Sidney was Allie Blatter. And it looks like it will stay Sidney possession for the throw-in up to Larkin Vordemark. And it's Vordemark up ahead. Vordemark's got a decent look. She's going to get a shot maybe off in the box here. She's going to look to pass it off. Can she force a corner?
I believe it will be a corner. Yep, they did signal that. So first corner kick belongs to the Yellow Jackets.
And a prime opportunity here to strike early in this 40-minute first half. And it looks like Kimura Johnson will have the honors to do in the corner.
She's one in the back. Most of the set pieces are taken by her for the Yellow Jackets, and strikes the ball very, very well.
Johnson gonna step back on the track. And she'll take a swing at it.
It's an outswinger.
Get in the box. As there's a battle on who's going to control possession. That is Sidney. That's Hayden McVetti who gets the ball up there. Gets it up to McKinney. McKinney battling with number 10, Carmela Decker. As the ball goes back over to the goalkeeper for Butler.
Did hit the defender, but did stay in. The goalkeeper will get possession and punt it out and try to keep control here for the Aviators.
Madeline Hanks is the goalkeeper, as I think we have a handball right there.
First, that'll be a arm was in an unnatural position. So free kick for the Aviators.
Maddie Budding's got the ball near midfield, passing it up. And the 7-0 team in Butler and 5-1-1 in Sidney.
Couldn't ask for much better records there. I mean, you know, just the way they've been playing starting off here. Got some action here.
As the flag points, throw in Sidney.
Yeah, Butler's been just so good, especially being so young and having such good results. Same with Sidney, having such good records with such young teams here so early.
Olivia Barchi, Reese Lawler battle for the ball. Lawler gets it, pushes it up for Vandalia Butler. Butler working it in the box. They've got a prime opportunity here as Bolander kicks it in the box, and the kick is wide. And the ball will go the way of the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, trying to go wide and try to push that in. A little bit of more of a redirect more than anything. Wasn't a lot of aim on that, seeing if it would get against the goal, but to no avail. And a goal kick for Kimora Johnson and the Yellow Jackets.
Johnson will boot, a low liner. So battling there is Kaylee Spade.
Yeah, we got another foul against the Jackets there. Charge from behind. Okay to charge as long as you use your shoulder against the shoulder, but not into the back, unfortunately, and a foul called. And
Johnson makes a nice play on the ball, gets the ball back over to the Sidney side. They work it back upfield and turn it right back over to Vandalia to Haley Stanforth. Bolander going after the ball, chasing it toward the sideline, battling Kendall Dickman. Pushed up in the corner. Dickman again battling on defense here for Sidney. Ball kicked in the box, wide, broken up there. And ball goes back to Sidney for the moment being, and back over to the Butler side.
Yeah, so far it's been belonging to Butler at the moment. They've been able to find more possession, get the shots. Sidney having a little problem getting out of the backs here to start here. So definitely advantage Aviators here in the first about 5 minutes.
They can't track it down. Sidney will get the ball at about midfield as we're about not quite 5 minutes into this contest as our first National Bank Think First scoreboard is 0-0 here.
Yeah, Sidney just seems just a tad rattled trying to find that, but they usually do find possession here and keep the ball on the ground and have possession. Both of these very good possession teams. I mean, you know, Butler's always, you know, very good handling the ball. Sidney very, very good at handling the ball and being able to string stuff together. But normally here, but kind of a rough start for them here in the first couple of minutes.
Butler going to kick it in the box. We got a battle for the ball in the corner. It's number 10, Carmela Decker, going to get the ball, passes it off to Haley Stanforth. Stanforth's going to kick it in the box right at the goalie and picked clean by Sidney.
Shot number 16, Haley Stanforth, caught by Madison Pyatt for the Jackets.
Maddie Pyatt, the goalkeeper for the Yellow Jackets, as the ball's kicked up ahead, and it'll go right back over to Vandalia to Madeline Hanks.
First real, besides the earlier corner here, finally getting some possession and trying to get it up here and try to create an attack. Trying to find that width here. Not quite 75 yards here, but very nice field, good wide, pretty wide field here at Sidney.
Ball kicked out. Vordemark will have the throw in here. Larkin looking for someone to throw it into. It's kicked over there. Bargy nearly gets it. Vordemark trying to battle for it. And the Aviators come out of the pile with it. Goes right back over to Lainey Fair, and she'll kick it out of bounds. The flag points to Butler's way.
Yeah, good pick up there to at least slow that down and be able to get the get the defense, get the numbers back there for the Yellow Jackets so they can come back and defend.
Being worked around. Here comes the Aviators. Sanforth kicks it up over to Nora Neely. Back over to Sanforth.
So far, most of the attack's been wide from Butler, and Sidney has been keeping them wide so far.
Butler working it around. And nothing here. A little over 8 minutes in the first half. Ball's taken up ahead, back over on the Butler side. It's Decker. Decker going wide left. Decker trying to kick it in the box. The cross cannot find home, but the ball's kicked back over to Vandalia, and they'll keep possession. Up ahead to Maddie Budding. You're going to kick it around over to Fair.
Looks like we had I heard a whistle, but
yeah,
it might have been from the football field, and looks like the ball was just out of play. I misread that a little bit. We do have a football game going on the stadium right next to us, so you might inadvertently hear a whistle out of us that we think there's a whistle.
Yeah.
That might happen, so I apologize. Yeah, the signal was going out, and actually the throw went the other way, but players seemed to have it sorted out, and they seemed okay with it, and nobody was yelling, so I think we're moving along.
Butler with the throw-in. Ball goes over to Fair. Fair will kick it up, work it ahead. You kick it around. Dickman going to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, having a little trouble finding their touch there, losing that, especially when they gain possession. Those touches have been going out of play. And trying to string something together and losing that again, unfortunately, getting about 2 passes together and giving it back to Butler here early.
Pretty much ever since that first corner kick that Sidney had, Butler's really kind of dominated the possession.
Absolutely, yeah. If you have to give, we're not necessarily keeping that stat, but it's definitely been in Butler's favor here so far. As you mentioned, besides that first couple of minutes off that corner. But yeah, Butler seemed to have found their touch and had a little bit more threats on goal here so far.
It's all about conversion and execution.
Yeah, this game is always a possession game. It always has been. And, it's really about, foot skills and keeping the ball at your feet. And, it's just so important, not only having a good shot and, kicking the ball hard. You always hear parents saying, kick it, kick it, kick it. Well, ball possession is very, very important in this game. And you'll definitely tell, the teams that are good ball possessors are the ones that are going to be very, very successful come tournament time later on. Looks like we have a foul against Sidney.
Over 10 minutes into this first half, no score yet here between Sidney and Vandalia Butler. Brandon Coburn, Michael Laus here bringing this key Miami Valley League showdown between the Aviators and the Yellow Jackets.
You don't get good early contests. These are the ones that coaches remember, not only the coaches in the game, but the coaches in the district. And when it comes to voting time, they remember, impact games like this come voting time when the tournament gets picked.
Yeah, it looks like Sidney's Butler off sides.
No, we got a foul, actually. They called a pushing foul.
Bad.
So, yeah, because the signal, you can tell by the referee signal of a wiggle of a flag and going out. So I'm going to call her for the push. So that was a foul on Butler on that one.
Sidney working it up ahead. Take it back over on the Butler side. Aviators, Dickman battling for the Jackets. Trying to force the corner is Vandalia Butler. Can't quite get one as Sidney just kicked it away.
And get at least a deep throw-in out of it, though. And again, a lot of time down here in front of the Sidney goal here in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, Yes, Butler putting on the pressure early, but no score yet. Ball turned back over on the Sidney side. Vordemark has it. 3 Butler Aviators converge around her. It goes back to Butler. As Maddie Budding's got it up ahead. Budding looking to pass it up. Budding being challenged by Bargy of Sidney. One pass up ahead in the box. Kick back out. Ball worked up ahead to Sanford. Sanford looking to kick it up ahead. And it's going to kick it out of bounds. And that's a goal kick now for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, we'll have a substitution for Sidney.
Number 12, Mariah Johnson. That's sub.
Mariah Johnson.
Yeah, she'll check into the game. I believe that's the first substitution for Sidney tonight. Usually a pretty spread out substitution pattern. He usually's got a pattern, but usually not too quick. He usually likes to let them play for about 5 to 10 minutes, see how they settle in. Coach Verano is very much about letting his team kind of figure it out first, not a rapid substitute. Try to let them figure out their things on their own here.
Johnson gonna have a chance to get the possession back for Sidney. Kick back over on the Aviator side to Gianna Kinsid. Kinsid will try to work it up the field. Kinson looking in the open, trying to get past the Sidney defense. Kinsid up ahead to Carmela Decker. Decker on the cross. The boot in the box, and goal! That is number 8, Brooklyn Bolander, with 26:48 to go here in the first period. Brooklyn Bolander strikes, and Vandalia Butler ahead 1-0 on the First National Bank first scoreboard.
That was just great play, great cross. And not only that, the first initial cross goes wide, but able to put it back in front of the goal and put it right on the foot of Bolander to get the Aviators up 1-0 here.
So at 26:48 to go, Butler, who he said was striking and getting good possession, scores on a Brooklyn Bolander goal.
Definitely had the pressure and kind of saw that was coming.
Butler quickly getting it up ahead.
Now on the attack again.
And it'll go right up ahead to Maddie Pyatt.
Caught by Madison Pyatt for the Jackets.
So as the clock continues to roll, Sidney in a position they're usually unfamiliar with and trailing. And that's the thing, too. When you win as many games as a team does, like Sidney, and you get in a position of trailing and being down, how do you respond?
Yeah, you just want to keep playing your game. You definitely don't want to get desperate now. I mean, there's no need to. I mean, you got a long game. Play your game. Big thing is possession, is really getting that ball back. And keeping that, getting the possession for your team and trying to get control of that. And so basically if you have possession of it, the other team doesn't. So that's, and right now they need to defer this Butler possession here, and especially here them gaining their first corner kick of the night.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Butler, who just struck a little bit ago on a Brooklyn Bolander goal, and it won't even be close. It'll be a goal kick for the Jackets.
Looked like it swung out anyway, so wouldn't have been in play anyway. So, but definitely the tone, I think, has definitely been here with Butler here in the first 15 minutes, and definitely getting that here with that goal. So, but knowing how Sidney has played we don't need to change anything now. We don't need the goal right away. We need it eventually, obviously, but you're going to have time for that to develop, and you want to develop it the right way and going from there. But in his keys, he was talking about attacking the back line. It has not been happening. It has not happened here as of yet to any substance here. So we're going to see if may make adjustments to stick with those keys of the game and make sure that they can change that and make that happen.
Sanford retreating near midfield. Bargy kicks it up ahead. Can Vordemark make something happen? Vordemark trying to make something happen, trying to sell a foul call, didn't quite get it.
Yeah, they were yelling for one here in the middle too. So, but referee right on it, letting them feeling that the challenge was for the ball, which I agree with. So, that's a lot of people do forget soccer, whether we like it or not, is a contact sport. It is a contact sport. There's legal contact and illegal contact, but sometimes there's contact and people fall down, and sometimes people get a little worked up about that. But
Sidney's got a good opportunity here. It's McKinney.
Onside.
McKinney trying to work it in the box. Sidney with one of their best opportunities of the contest here so far. McKinney rerouting around, looking, trying to find a teammate. Ball goes back over to Kylie Spade. Spade trying to get away from the Piranhas. That is the defense of Vandalia Butler.
Yeah, that touch just killing them right there and just not being able to keep that.
Butler defense holds ship there.
Yeah, one of the probably best opportunities so far for Sidney tonight. That touch getting away from him.
Ball gets deflected away.
A block there to keep it in, but should win that.
Nice defense there.
The keeper will get a hold of that. Yeah, that was about where they were trying to go. And Coach Verno had talked about, they like those long shots, outside the area. So wanted to cut those down. Those are still as dangerous, even if you're inside the area as well as outside the area. So you can score from about anywhere, at least in the attacking half. And here comes Butler again. Shot. Oh.
Close. Bolander trying to get her second goal of the night.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the goal by Butler so far. So far, 5 shots on goal, 7 total shots. Sidney yet to find the frame here.
Kimura Johnson will goal kick. Johnson kicks it in the middle, gets right back over to Vandalia Butler. Sidney gets it right back, though. Trying to push it up ahead, trying to push it up to Vordemark. Vordemark might have a good chance here. Vordemark trying to get around the outside. She gets in the box, trying to get around the defense there. On the cross, over to Bargy. Bargy passes it just wide. A little sped up there on the pass. They felt Vandalia breathing down their neck on defense.
Yeah, I don't know if she was actually trying to turn and get the shot off, or actually seeing that extra forward there and trying to pass, but that just got away from Bargy there. And going over the goal line.
So again, like you said, Butler in the Miami version of this conference, sitting in the Valley division as Johnson works the ball up ahead.
Yeah, that was a great split for the conference, to do that. Both of these were GWAC members for a long time, and how big that conference was, and then splitting everything and making it a lot more, travel friendly, if you will. So, definitely, and I think that's kind of helped competition with both the GWAC and the Miami Valley League, informing in how well that they have been performing.
Work ahead, Dickman trying to take it away, and the ball will stay with Vandalia Butler.
Yeah, I think that split actually has helped the schools up here, because a lot of travel was down to schools down that they usually handled pretty well, and wasn't a lot of good competition getting into district play. But when you're playing good games like you are now, playing the top of the division like you are here, that's going to prepare you for districts.
And again, I've been a part of many teams, coaching staffs where it's like, in other sports, and it goes just as much as soccer as any other sport. It's, if you're wanting to make a far tournament run, you're always wanting to compete against the best teams.
Absolutely, and I do know Coach Verno does not shy away from anybody. I mean, he'll play his conference games as he has to, but usually his non-conference is very stout. Now we have a little bit of contact. Referee's at least going to have a talking to. Thought that was a little excessive there.
It'll be a free kick for Sidney. For Butler.
Yeah, thought that was going to be a kind of remotely thought about card there, but I think referee thought better of it. But at least let her know that he's at least on the she's on the radar to not do that again. So
Watermark trying to work it up ahead. She's trying to draw a foul herself,
and she did, and actually no advantage materialized. So that will be a free kick for Sidney.
And again, when you're the forward, you're the leader of the Miami Valley League in goals, you're trying to get opportunities. And you haven't controlled possession, you're going to try to sell a foul there.
Absolutely.
To get a set piece or something going for your team.
Yeah, anything to get the ball on frame. There was a little placement there, a little off. Foul was a little further up, I thought, but neither here nor there. Johnson will send it in.
Johnson will send it into Bargy. Bargy going to try on the header. Ball goes back up to Vordermark. Can she sell a foul in the box? Nothing. They both fell down.
Yeah, it would have been at the top. It would have been inside the D. Would not have been in the area, but still trying to sell a foul. At least would have been a free kick. Would not have been a penalty, but would have been a free kick.
Butler working it up ahead. Taking back over. Sidney being a little more aggressive now on defense. Now getting a little more possession. They're getting more opportunities as they trail 1-0 here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, thanks to a goal by Brooklyn Bolander with 26:48 to go here in the first half as the shot attempt sails wide. And ball will go back to the black and gold. Or black and yellow, I should say.
Yeah, they've been able. Butler's not had a little bit of bend, but they've still been able to create opportunities. So things have been still. Their possession is really stuck, not really deviated too much, and Sidney still a little slow to get going here. A couple opportunities, a few more opportunities than they did have in the beginning, but still yet to have anything sustained here.
Johnson will kick it up ahead, take him back over on the Butler side. Again, a Brooklyn Bolander goal with 26:48 here in the first half. The difference, nearly 9 minutes ago. And the ball goes out of bounds. Flag will go Sidney's way. And we had the junior varsity contest before this, a 2-2 draw between the junior varsity teams.
Yeah, that's always nice to see, that you have that talent coming up, and especially being so competitive and being how competitive these two programs are. So, and how evenly matched they are in record here.
Butler trying to figure out the Sidney defense here, trying to get another goal to pad to their 1-0 lead. Going against Dickman in the corner. Vandalia Butler getting in the box.
Cross, but headed out.
Butler working it around, and there's a foul.
There's a foul there for the Sidney, taking it quick off the bar.
Wow, and they went super fast there too.
Yes.
They set that free kick down and went.
Yep, they are allowed to do that. I mean, doesn't have to be ceremonial if the kicking team wants to move forward. A lot of people think that it's ceremonial and you have to, back up the mandatory 10 yards. But if the team chooses to go forward, they certainly have a right to do so.
Ball being kicked around, back over on Sidney's side of the field. Tracking it down will be Kylie Spade. Spade trying to split a pair of defenders from Vandalia Butler. You got a battle for the ball. Looks like Butler about regaining possession here. And ball kicked out of bounds. Flag waves the way of Vandalia Butler. Looks like we'll have a substitution coming back in here for Sidney any minute. Olivia Bargy waiting on the sideline.
Yep. That's usually what you get with substitutions. Most of the substitutions with most of these teams are usually in the midfield because they're the ones that are usually doing most of the running. We had a foul off the ball, I believe, so that will give a free kick to the Aviators slightly outside the area, about 18 yards out far right of the goal frame.
Ball kicked in the box. Butler trying to work it out. Johnson gets the ball. Johnson trying to work it up ahead. Johnson trying to get it around the Butler defense. Johnson up overhead to Spade. Again, Sidney just needing a foul or needing a corner kick or some type of opportunity. Maybe a little set piece or something to get them in position to try to tie this ball game up as the substitution Bargy comes in the ball game.
Yeah, they needed to really haven't attacked the back line as much. They've had a couple of opportunities, but nothing really sustained or anything like that. And it looks like we have a clock stoppage, and we've got something going on here. We have a discussion with the center and the AR. Maybe something happened off the ball. It's very possible, so we're going to see what happens there.
And clock paused and froze at 14:21 here to go in the first half.
Yep, and then we have looks like we have a card And then card's going to Kimora Johnson. Something evidently happened off the ball with her. That evidently was not, that was spotted by the AR, not by the referee. So, but she will check back in as soon as she gets an opportunity. They do have to sit out one substitution cycle before they can go back in for cards. That's mandatory per OHSAA play. So, but she is back at the substitution table and will get back in the first opportunity that the Yellow Jackets will have to substitute.
And the clock continues to roll now.
That is the one thing you'll like about high school, and also college soccer has that. You know how much time is left because it's on the it's on the clock. You know what it is, instead of this guess game that you would get at MLS or something like that. You know, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, but you at least know where you stand with everything. So clock hits zero, clock hits zero.
Sidney trying to get the possession back here. Possession the last few minutes owned by Butler. Bargy trying to work it around. And Decker working up, trying to get against Bargy.
Good attack, trying to keep it. She ended up losing it, but good defense by Bargy, at least keep him outside.
Budding kicks it up ahead. Decker going to try to cross it over in the box. And Bolander sails it high.
Other shot number 8, Bolander.
Johnson will check back in.
Into the Yellow Jackets, number 2, Kimora Johnson.
And Kimora Johnson right back in after she got that yellow card.
Yeah, must have had some contact or something off the ball. I'm assuming it was a foul because they ended up with the restart being the throw-in that they had. But evidently something happened there, as we mentioned, but was not spotted by me. But she is in the book, and we'll have to be careful here for the rest of the game.
Riley Randolph, the sub that will come out for Sidney, and as the ball sails right beyond the Sidney bench, it'll be a throw-in for Vandalia Butler.
Yeah, I was a little. Butler's handled it the possession really well, actually coming from. Butler's normally a turf team, playing their home games on turf. Sidney does play a couple of games on the football field here across the complex here occasionally, depending on availability and things, and does play some road games there. But Butler more regularly with that, being able to keep it flat and keep the balls flat and used to that. But here playing on the grass surface tonight, definitely have had the better possession so far.
Sidney looking to get a chance here. And they won't get it. It'll be a throw-in for Vandalia Butler, I believe. Nope, they're pointing back to the cell.
No, I think it's going to stay with... No, he did change. Yeah, he is going black. He will be going for Sidney there. Or did he call a foul? That might have been part of it as well.
You're kind of going back and forth. I thought I saw the flag rose on...
It was, well, when thinking where the ball is, and as an AR, you're calling it you're just seeing where the ball is, and sometimes the referee will, have an advantage or something and may call a foul.
And there's a header in the box. It's Olivia Bargy with 11:08 to go. And Olivia Bargy off the bench gets the header and nods this game up at 11:08.
Oh, that's got to be such a great feeling for Sidney here to tie this game. Not having a lot of offense so far. I mean, basically getting outshot 10-2, but Bargy right in the right spot, and being able to finish that and tie this game at 1.
And there you go. We talked about the limited opportunities that Sidney has had, but you execute on the opportunities. I think that's what Vandalia Butler's coaches was talking about, was executing on opportunities.
She brought that up in our interview before the game, was capitalizing on the opportunities, because she was expecting, basically, opportunities to be limited for both teams, and talking about how good this matchup was going to be.
Kendall Dickman going to kick it nearly out of bounds. No, Sidney's got still possession. No, now they're going to wave the flag.
But yeah, a lot of respect from both of these coaches for each other and their programs. And in our pregame conversations with both, Coach Rosenkrantz coming back actually from a tad of a layoff, spending 6 years over at Piqua and then taking some time off, then going back into the youth program, coaching with Butler United. Now her first year here at the Butler program. Yeah. That will be an offside if she gets there, but she didn't. So that's what the holding there. And then Coach Varanel in his 7th season here at Sidney, building the program, spending his time not only with Western Ohio United, spending some time up in the Toledo area with a couple of different programs, and then actually a little time in Texas before moving back here into Ohio.
And again, you get to know those club rosters.
Oh, absolutely.
You're an official. You get to know kids, and that gets your name out to go coaching at good programs too.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's what this is. They run some great programs. Coach Varanel running his preseason event to get exposure for these guys, so they can get these ladies, for some blue chip opportunities, so they can not only play soccer but get an education and given those opportunities, and that's definitely good for both of these programs. 2 very good youth programs with Butler United and Western Ohio United, which both of these coaches respectively cover.
1-1 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 9 minutes to go here. Brendan Cohen, Michael Laus bringing you the action. A goal by Vandalia Butler, 26-48 by Brooklyn Bolander. Started the scoring for Vandalia Butler, and then Olivia Bargy with 11:08 left struck for Sidney on a header, and that brings us to score right now.
I definitely have to think this momentum's with Sidney because you have a 1-1 score. They haven't had very many opportunities, but they already have now they have their goal and tied the game. Butler, with 10 so far, 10 shots, with 6 of them on goal, getting their goal, putting in all that work to get that goal. Sidney only having a couple of shots, but getting their goal here pretty early. So I definitely have to have a feeling that Sidney's feeling pretty good right now. And
definitely kind of demoralizing too. If you're Butler, you've been controlling possession a little bit.
Absolutely.
And like you said, you've been controlling possession, and now it's tied 1-1.
That's the way this game goes. I mean, it's just one opportunity. You just never, it's not the quantity of shots, it's quality.
Ball trying to get worked in the box here. Sidney working around, or trying to force a corner. And Vandalia Butler gets the ball back on their side. Now Butler may have an advantage here. Yep. Johnson can retreat on defense, and there's an offsides, I believe.
Yep, that was definitely very high line, but was able to do that. And that's the good thing. Miami Valley League able to hire 3, willing to hire 3 officials, be able to get the quality of that call. It's so hard to do with 2 officials on the field. It's so hard to do. A lot of people think it's easy, but it's not. And you really want somebody concentrating on that, because those can end up being such game-critical decisions in a tight game like this. And you definitely want to try to have somebody there and get it right. And I applaud the Miami Valley League by insisting on having 3 officials.
Johnson will get a free kick just from beyond midfield. As Sidney tied right now, Vandalia Butler. As the ball kicked out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in for the Jackets as we have a substitution. Riley Randolph going to come in the lineup. Taking a break now will be Allie Blatter.
Yeah, I think this last 5 minutes, if Butler, definitely, like I said, shifted to Sidney. It's been with Butler most of the time here. As far as possession, if we're doing time of possession, but a lot of quality opportunities now starting to come for Sidney. And I think a goal here going into half by either team could really set the tone.
Ball scooped up there by the goalie. The ball being battled for at midfield, trying to gain possession. Decker boots it up ahead. Who's going to go get it? Decker's going to get it herself, actually. Decker goes wide left, trying to set up for a cross in the box. Goes a little wide. Vandalia Butler trying to keep it in play.
Does so. Good opportunity.
And an opportunity here. Butler may get a shot off. Work in the box, and kicked away by the Sidney defense. Still have a little time to gain their breath here, as it'll be a Butler throw-in.
Yeah, Butler's trying to kind of feeling it again, sticking with what they've been working with.
Decker trying to cross it over as Butler chases the ball down as we approach 5 minutes to go here in the first half, tied at 1-1 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Here on a beautiful Wednesday night here at Sidney Soccer Complex. It's right next to the football stadium.
Got a foul against the Jackets there. Midfield battle. That one was kind of tough to tell.
But Butler going fast on the free kick. There's a battle in the box.
Yeah, they're trying to win that ball, but may have looked a little bad, but didn't see much in it. And I think good move on and let that continue on.
So trying to boot it up ahead, trying to get an opportunity too for Larkin Vordemark on a breakaway. He said she's 13 goals in 7 games, so just a little over, nearly about 2 goals a game.
Yeah, if you're looking at Sidney, I mean, the firepower is definitely there. Their wins, have been really, really solid. 6-0, 8-0. Really, I mean, just like you said, Vordemark with 13 goals this year. I mean, it's just, and this early in the year as well. They've seeing that from that perspective, when you're normally used to scoring a lot of goals and only having one right now, that might be kind of weighing on the psyche as well.
And you're coming into a contest too where you're facing a really good team, so your opportunities are going to be limited if you're playing an inferior opponent as well. So you got to be more precise, and Vandalia Butler's not going to make as many mistakes as maybe some of the other inferior opponents that you have played.
Yep, this is where those little touches and stuff are going to really come into play. Those last little muffs and things like that. You're definitely going to get in a game like this against an opponent like this. You're definitely going to become and make you a better soccer player here later on.
Vordemark with the ball. Battling around the defense. Vordemark kicking it around. Coming back, circling back. Trying to make a move. Trying to cross it in the box. Gets kicked away. And it'll be Sidney ball.
I haven't really talked about it much, but Butler's defense has actually, for the most part, held up very, very well. I mean, they haven't had much to do, but when been called upon, have been able to come up big so far. As I mentioned, besides the one goal, but got to give kudos to them as well.
And a Sidney throw in here as we near 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 1-1 again, our score on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. A Brooklyn Bowlander goal with 26:48 to go in the first half for Vandalia Butler, and Olivia Bargy struck with 11:08 to go here in the first half. As Sidney with their second corner of the night with 2 minutes to go here. Another prime opportunity on a set piece.
For the Jackets, number 2, Cara Johnson.
Yep, Johnson usually takes most of the set pieces for the Yellow Jackets, and will do so here. This will be on her right foot as well, so this will be an in-swinger. The other side was an out-swinger because she is right-footed, so see if she can get some curl on this and get this into the area. Swung out a little bit.
Trying to head it in the box. And did we have a whistle there?
Yeah. I'm not sure if they called a foul or... It can't be offside on a corner kick, so that can't be it. Must have had some contact off the ball, so I'm going to count that as a foul against Sidney because it was nowhere offside. And it swung out, so couldn't have been out of bounds. So you got that one. Got my best guess, so we'll go with that. So,
Sidney working around. Sidney trying to work it up ahead. And kicked out here. I'd like to thank some of our other sponsors: Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Streeterman Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and the St. Henry Bank. Keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank. Starting lineups, Emerson Climate Technologies. And timeout sponsors, Precision Strip. Player of the game, which Michael and I will pick at the end, is brought to you by NKTelco. To remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school varsity soccer action on NKTelco Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503. Catch the replay of this game Thursday, September 22nd at 9 and Monday, September 26th at 5 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports.
5, 4.
Going to be running out here in the last
2, 1.
Yep, and that will end the first half. And tight game so far.
Yeah, it's been a good one. And 40 minutes in, 40 minutes to go. We'll step aside here, come back, evaluate the first half, and bring you the second half here. Our score: Vandalia Butler 1, Sidney 1. We'll be back with high school girls soccer action here next on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen. And check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
we offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back here to Sidney Soccer Field as we get ready for the second half of action here between Vandalia Butler and Sidney. It's been a good one through one half, a 1-1 score here. And here with our first half stats, Mr. Michael Laus.
Yep, shots on goal for Sidney, only one, but it was a good one. You got the goal. 5 for Butler. Shots on goal for Sidney, 3, and Sidney had 3. Butler had 10. 9 fouls for Sidney, including 1 yellow card, and only 3 for Butler. And corner kicks in favor of Sidney, 2-1 on that. So just the 2 goals, as we said, by Bargy for Sidney and Bolander for Butler. So good tie game here, and looking forward to an exciting second half.
Yeah, and it was a great first half, and it seemed like Vandalia Butler controlled the possession there. They got the early goal, and you're like, well, they're controlling possession. They got the 1-goal lead. Is this going to, morph into anything more for Vandalia? But I think when Olivia Bargy got that header, the whole momentum just flipped.
Absolutely, and it wasn't that Sidney had a ton of opportunities after that. That was just Butler's opportunities just kind of stopped, honestly. I mean, they had a couple, Sidney had a couple, but the one that they had has worked out for him and has tied this game at 1.
Trying to get the ball up ahead to Vordemark. Vordemark hasn't had a clean opportunity for the lead goal scorer in the Miami Valley League.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get her free too much.
Vordemark working ahead, kicks it out of bounds, and
we got a goal kick. Got a goal kick. Evidently said it went off of Vordemark. A good battle, but unfortunately I haven't heard much out of her tonight. Unfortunately, not been able to get her the ball. I've had a couple opportunities, but nothing clean for her so far. So I'm sure that was talked about in the halftime to try to free up and try to get more opportunities. So
just over a minute gone here in the first half. And again, a nice, beautiful night here in the middle of September, and Vandalia Butler has not tied or lost at all this year. Sidney 5-1-1.
Yep, it was early. They had a rain game earlier with Tecumseh. Very, very early. Ended up game had to be stopped due to lightning, and but have been very been very good ever since. So it looks like we got a foul against Butler and a free kick for the Yellow Jackets here on the wide to the left of the frame.
And Butler going to try to set up a wall in front of Johnson. Johnson got opportunity as the official directing the wall there for the Aviators.
Yep, backing it up 10, and now we'll get going.
Load the box here. Johnson kicks it in. Pinballing around. So you're going to try to get a corner or something out of it. They'll have a throw in.
It was off of White, but she was able to keep it in, at least get the throw in. At least the lesser of two evils there. So for the Aviators. So far here, first couple of minutes, it's Sidney is taking that momentum after that goal and starting to run with it here a little bit.
Working in the box. Gets kicked around. Sidney again increasing the opportunities. Butler now trying to get a little bit of a breakaway here.
Numbers forward.
Right in front of the Butler bench.
Yep. That transition was kind of late for Butler, not getting as many numbers forward, moving forward, packing back and playing defense as a unit, which is a good idea, but you have to have transition to get more numbers forward.
Here's the numbers opportunity here for Butler. They work it up ahead, trying to get across, trying to get around Dickman. And kick wide, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Jackets. Yeah. Thought Butler had numbers there for a moment, but nothing showing there for Vandalia Butler.
And it's that last touch we've kind of talked about. I've talked about that earlier. It's that touch getting away from them. We've been kind of grimacing up here a little bit. They string about 3 or 4 passes together, and then all of a sudden one goes to the other team and almost cost them there, but luckily went wide for the Yellow Jackets.
Butler controlling the ball here. Sanford working around Bargy, who has the lone Sidney goal. Bargy steals it away. Actually, sorry, that's not Bargy. That is Riley Randolph.
Yep, another foul for Sidney. Was definitely the foul aggressor in the first half, and now Butler with a couple of fouls here in the second.
Kind of evening out here. Sidney gets a chance in the box, trying to cross it, gets it in, and that's a goal for Sidney. Number 1, Kylie Spade with the goal, and Sidney for the first time tonight takes the lead on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard with 35-24 to go here in the contest off the foot of Kylie Spade.
Absolutely tremendous play, forcing them to the baseline, which is something that Coach Verno has talked about, driving the baseline, driving that goal line, pulling the defense away, did that, pulled them and put it across in the front, giving it to Spade, getting it on the foot, and a Yellow Jacket lead now 2-1.
So that goes with 11:08 in the first half. Olivia Bargy with a goal, and now Kylie Spade. And 2-1 now here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Sidney back or in front for the first time here tonight.
Not having a lot of shots, but have been very, very effective on the ones that they've had. And that was a key that we had talked about earlier, that Butler had talked about, was being able to capitalize on your opportunities.
And that is the 6th goal of the season for Kylie Spade. For Olivia Bargy, that was her 5th goal. So some of the other support players on Larkin Vordemark, as there's a variety of players. Vordemark leads that pack, and then just other players mixing behind her.
There's definitely depth on this team, without a doubt. I mean, there's definitely I know you got a leading scorer, but you've got, it's not the only one. We've got other ones contributing, not only from the forwards but the midfield. You even get Kamora Johnson involved there, playing in defense, but can get a free kick and has come up with goals here this year as well. So I mean, they've got depth from top to bottom that they can put it on frame and be able to create something. And as you can tell with some of the scores that they've had a lot of goals, so they definitely have players that can deliver on that.
Jackets working it up ahead.
Playing it back. I was a little risky there by the Aviators, but able to come up with it.
Ball kicked up ahead by Johnson. Working around, trying to get around Vandalia Butler.
Yeah, there's a little bit of ping pong here. I think might be a little tired. Might see some substitutions here. Not as much ball control as there was in the first half. A little bit more of the trying to find that threading pass to be able to get that cross off, or, penetrating, attacking the back line.
33:04 to go.
Did walk down on the field beforehand. That is probably slowing the ball down a little bit. Grass is a tad long for that, so kind of slowing down some of those ground balls maybe a little bit.
Dickman, nice defense in the box. This kicks away the opportunity there for the moment for Vandalia Butler, but they'll have a throw in.
So that might contribute a little bit. Maybe some of the tactic change of maybe going more in the air, going over the top with their balls, might weigh into that decision a little bit. Butler trying to find some offense here that they had earlier.
Butler trying to work it around in the corner. Mixing it up, crossing the box. And the flag being waved here.
Is he going to call the foul or let it continue for the goal kick? I think they are going to call the Butler foul, so because that's where they're placing. Yeah, there was some contact off, but sometimes when you're a referee, depending on where it is, sometimes the goal kick's more beneficial, so that might have been what he was waiting for, but decided to go with the foul instead.
Oh, he worked around, nearly a foul.
That was a fan advantage, which is a good call. Yeah, yep, he brought it back. He has a foul back here. One against Butler here. That contact. Had a real good advantage over here and could have had a real good advantage going back this way and didn't have it. So it happens. But yeah, for those that don't know, advantage is when a referee will acknowledge that there was a foul. That's what advantage is. Acknowledges that I would have normally called a foul, but in their opinion, keeping the play going was in the best interest of the game and the team with the ball. So for those, it's not just to say I'm ignoring you. There's actually a purpose for advantage. So for those that in our audience that may not know, so they do now, hopefully.
Bargy up to Johnson. Johnson with the ball sky high. Bounced around.
Butler trying to create, going wide.
Ball being bounced around.
Good battle here.
And ball goes right in front of the goalie. 30 minutes to go, a half hour to go. 2-1 Sidney on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coverman, Michael Laus bring this key Miami Valley League showdown. And the scoring started with a Vandalia Butler goal by Brooklyn Bolander with 26:48 to go, and 11:08 goal in the first half by Olivia Bargy. Tied it up at 1-1, and then a goal with 35:24 left in the contest by Kylie Spade. But set a 2-1 Sidney Yellow Jacket lead.
Yeah. It was pretty much Butler up until that Bargy goal, and then once the Bargy.
And
another foul there. We got a hold down there in the corner. Yeah. So another foul. Butler seems to be getting frustrated. A lot of fouls from Butler right now. A little bit of frustration.
And I think just they were working in the box there, and Dickman had the advantage on the ball, and she got grabbed.
Oh yeah, great body position. I mean, you definitely want to play the goal side, when you're playing defense, and definitely good defense there by the Jackets.
Vordemark tried to push it up ahead. No one was there.
Yeah, almost had it. The ball trying to angle that a little bit better.
Sidney working up ahead fast. But
goal kick.
Anything, yep.
Goal kick, driving the baseline. Driving the baseline there, but definitely the spark is definitely with the Jackets right now. Definitely a lot more enthusiasm, a little bit frustration out of Butler right now. Basically, one or two opportunities and quite a few fouls. The fouls have definitely swung and have evened out here tonight. Sidney, very heavy fouls in the first half, but Butler getting a little frustrated.
Vordemark going in the box. Vordemark trying to speed ahead. Did she get a foul call? No. She did not. Coach Veranu with his hands on his head, hoping for something.
Yep. AR was looking at. AR had a good look at it and didn't see it and didn't think so. And referee had another angle, so they're going to go with the corner for Sidney. But I can definitely see where he was coming from there.
And it's still a prime opportunity off a set piece here for Sidney, trying to get that cushion goal, so to speak, that insurance goal.
Coach Verano talking with this AR over here, saying what he saw, what he thought it was.
And there's a header. Don't know who got it. Trying to see who that is. And number 22, Lainey Fair, off the corner kick, is who had the goal with 27-27 to go here in the contest. Sidney ahead now 3-1 on that First National Bank first scoreboard.
Great momentum there to be able to come off of that. Definitely some satisfaction thinking that you had a penalty not called earlier, and now being able to get that, and now definitely momentum here with the Jackets and a 3-1 lead right now.
And you get a score off a set piece. You've had a couple set pieces that you haven't been able to convert off of, but Lainey Fair, the one with that goal that puts Sidney ahead 3-1. Butler quickly working ahead and saved there by Maddie Pyatt.
Shot number 17, Gianna Kincaid.
And
batted down by Madison Pyatt for the Jackets.
And looking at, the Sidney stats, a goal again by Fair. That is Fair's third goal of the season. And none bigger probably this season than that one right there.
But you always tempt it, especially, and everybody talks about that 2-goal lead is always very dangerous because you always think you're far enough ahead, and then the momentum switches. So we'll see how the Jackets prepare here.
Fair, the lone senior listed on this roster.
Yes, this Jackets team is very, very young, as you mentioned, Fair being the only senior. So as good as they're going, 5-1-1 in the league right now. And, with the youth that they have, great future coming up here for Sidney coming forward here, especially in the years to come.
And then working up ahead, Vordemark won't get an opportunity as the goalkeeper will boot it away. Back over Sidney just having a nice job and controlling possession. Versus that Bargy goal, the dam is broke.
That's where the momentum really shifted. I mean, it was Butler for a long time. Yeah, Vordemark's going to be offside here. Yep. Yeah, she did not come back far enough. And if you stay out of the play, they'll let it go because you're not actively involved. But when you turn around and make a run at the ball, that's definitely going to raise the ire and raise the flag. So, just got to get back and play that here on that line.
And ball kicked out of bounds. It'll be a Butler throw-in here. Try to work it around here. And they try to decrease this deficit. It's a 3-0 Sidney run. Butler struck with the first goal of the game.
Right now, 3 unanswered goals. Flag stays down.
Oh, prime opportunity for Vordemark. Can she strike? Can she strike? No. Nice play by the goalkeeper. And smothers it. That is Madeline Hanks, who just comes up and smothers that from Larkin Vordemark. Great play on the ball by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, she timed that run really, really well. And I think that's what's going to happen is you're going to have those through balls that are going to go off of that timing and see if you can beat that offside trap. And Vordermark timed that well to be able to get that, and especially with Butler playing such a high line as well. Bringing that up. Haven't really seen a trap from either team where they try to trap them into the offside, but have been playing a very, very high line and a lot of hustle and movement from both teams being able to move. Sidney kind of laying their line a little bit back, leaving a little bit more room in the midfield, but have been able to accommodate here so far and have that 3-1 lead.
We're getting kicked around, and there's a foul.
We got a...
That's a card right there.
That's another yellow card.
And coming off the field there is Laney Fair, who just had the goal moments ago.
That's their second card of the night for Sidney. So foul count's starting to become more even. Sidney was very aggressive in the first half with the fouls, and then Butler kind of picking up with those fouls. And now, both cards belonging to the Yellow Jackets so far tonight.
And ball kicked away. It'll be a goal kick for Sidney. 23:30 to go here in this contest. Sidney 3, Vandalia Butler 1. Brandon Coverman and Michael Laus along as Brandoff will head right back out. Fair right back in.
Puts both his players back in as soon as they got cards, puts them back in. Has a pretty set lineup. A couple of changes here and there to get some blows and some rest, but Coach Verno has been sticking with his rotation for the most part, keeping the subs relatively to a minimum. Liking the crew he's going with.
Vordermark. The speed trying to close in. The flag will stay there. It'll be a Sidney throw-in. Sidney trying to add another insurance goal, which would maybe just put this game away.
Yeah, you definitely want to be out of that two-goal cushion. I think 3 goals can really demoralize Butler here if they can get it. Yeah, momentum has definitely been with the Jackets since their first goal, and it's really been them ever since that. It was primarily Butler in about the first 20 minutes. And then, as I said, the Bargy goal. And after that, it's been primarily Yellow Jackets for the most part.
Throw in here by the Jackets. Again, on their side of the field, gets in the corner to Vordermark. Vordermark trying to do something with the ball. Tipped away by Vandalia Butler. As they work it up ahead, Johnson takes it back over to the Butler side. Ball moving around and kicked up ahead and smothered there by Sidney.
Yeah, catching that before it even really got into anything. It was a cross, but really no opportunity for a shot.
And Sidney will get a throw in right in front of their bench.
The Yellow Jackets, number 24,
Riley Randolph back in the lineup for Sidney.
Yeah, you might see a few more subs here from Sidney and Coach Veronal, just mostly because of the probably slowing the pace down, especially being in the lead.
And the throw didn't even make it past the inbound line.
Yeah, they're going to call it that they never did enter, so they will bring it back up to where the spot was, which in high school does not enter. It will go to the other team. It's a little different than FIFA US Soccer. One of the few minor differences here with OHSAA soccer as opposed to what you might see in the pros. A few minor differences, but for the most part about the same.
Whistle blown here.
We do have a foul. Actually, they're didn't feel the advantage happen, so they're going to give the foul to Sidney. There was a little contact there, and I think thinking that the ball didn't go.
Butler goes really fast on the free kick. We said they went fast earlier, and to no avail, and didn't really help themselves out there.
Yeah, I would at least try to get that on frame. You just never know. I mean, you know, you might get a rebound or hit the post. They had that quick one. Their quick one earlier hit the crossbar and actually created some havoc. So, but yeah. That seems to be their tempo, as you had mentioned earlier. Those quick free kicks. You know, some of them like to wait for the ceremonial. They want their yardage and, have more set patterns or set runs or set plays. But they feel, Butler feels that the moving ball is their friend, which is in some teams that fits them very well. So, and it's all just kind of depending on tactics and what kind of style of team you have, and that will really dictate that, and you figure that out.
Fair tries to work it up ahead, kicked out of bounds, and again, like I said, that whole first half, it was Butler possession, Butler possession, Butler possession. But ever since, for about the last 35, 40 minutes, it's Sidney, the aggressor.
Exactly. They've been pressing it. And honestly, they've gotten a few more shots, but it's really not picked up. They've just capitalized on the opportunities that they've had and been able to put it into the net. That's really the name of the game, and that was the key that Coach Rosenkrantz from Butler had talked about earlier, in our pregame, was capitalizing on opportunities. And right now, Butler has not, and Sidney has, and that's at the moment the difference in this game right now.
And it'll be a throw in here for Vandalia Butler as time keeps ticking away.
Moving ball and the moving clock is the Yellow Jackets' friend right now.
And in for Butler is for 18, Kara Wade. It's just a beautiful night for soccer here under the lights. It's getting darker earlier out here now in West Central Ohio, and just a beautiful night here for soccer.
I love night games, especially here in Sidney. Great atmosphere here, and fans very, very passionate. Sometimes a little too passionate sometimes, but it is what it is. So, but they love their soccer here, and they get treated very, very well here by the atmosphere that they have here.
And a corner kick here, opportunity. Nothing to show for it here initially. Shot at the goal is scooped up.
That's another thing you want to look, and that was a key from Coach Varnow earlier, was quality shots. From Butler, and they've really Butler has had shots, but the quality is besides their one goal, has really haven't threatened the goal all that much. I mean, they've had good ones, they've had shots, but they've really minimized that. So it seems that his plans worked really well.
You feel like Butler's been really trying to force shots more than really putting
I think there is a little bit of I think you're right, Brandon. Definitely some desperation there. Yeah. So, yeah. Felt like he slowed down. Foul for Sidney there. So, kind of slowing that down, but I think you're exactly right, Brandon. I think they just want shots, and whatever they're going to get right now, and they're not really taking the time to stick with their system to be able to, to make that happen. What was working for them here in the first half, creating the goal that they had, kind of gotten away from that. I think they're just taking about anything that they can get right now, and Sidney's been a little bit more, really flipped, a lot more patience, and as you mentioned, ever since that first goal, it's been all Sidney.
Mark in the middle with the ball, surrounded by a sea of Yellow Jackets, and she falls flat on her face, and there's a yellow card issued right there, and she's surrounded by her teammates with 15:47 on the clock.
Yeah, that was more of I don't know if it's necessarily that foul. It was more the professional foul that you were stopping an attack, and that's where the card came in there. So first card actually given to Butler there. But, you'll see that from a card. A card sometimes can be just for a tactical thing. It doesn't necessarily it's a big crashing collision. Could be a professional, what we call a professional foul, which is tactical, that, all you're doing is trying to stop an attack.
And Vordemark's going to have to come out of the game. She was holding her head.
Yeah, and now she got a card as well. Evidently was saying something to the official. Evidently.
She's come off the field a little teary-eyed and, a competitor, obviously. But holding your head and I don't know, saying something to the official.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the conversation was, but when nothing happened, I'm sure it was something like that. So,
ball working the box, sails high. It was a nice boot from Johnson.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But we're getting some coaches getting into the ear. Coach Verno is getting in the ear of the AR, kind of talking about his feelings and trying to get it expressed to get it across to him. At least the AR getting a sympathetic, somewhat giving him a sympathetic ear there. But yeah, I'm not sure. It must have been a conversation or something because the ball was like dead, and then all of a sudden the card came out. So it must have been some sort of dissent or some words from the official that maybe he didn't like, evidently.
And there are 15 minutes to go. Our score, Sidney 3, Vandalia Butler 1. Again, the scoring breakdown, 26-48, a Brooklyn Bolander goal for Vandalia Butler. With 11:08, Olivia Bargy from Sidney had a goal. And in the second half, Kylie Spade with 35-24 had a goal. And with 27-27, it was Lainey Fair that made it 3-1 for the Sidney 3-1 advantage that you have now.
Yeah, 3 different scorers, as you mentioned, a lot of youth, only one senior on this Sidney team.
Vordemark waiting on the sideline, waiting to come back in the next substitution cycle. As Butler with another free kick, trying to get something off a set piece here, critically needing a goal, trailing 3-1. And if this score stands, they'll lose their first game of the year. Have not even tied yet, as they still have a free kick high above the crossbar.
Yeah, want to at least get that on frame if you can. Yeah, you definitely want to try to get that on frame to try to make something happen. And especially this late in the game, you want to try to get as much, and you're not going to get, usually the way this has been going, you can kind of see the stretches. Nothing's been right in a row. It's been, it's been spread out, then a goal, spread out, then a goal. And if you're going to go with that, you definitely want to try to get something early.
I'd like to thank our sponsors here tonight: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, NKTelco, Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Healsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and the St. Henry Bank. And we'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity soccer action on NKTelco Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503. You can get the replays of this game Thursday, September 22nd at 9 p.m. and Monday, September 26th at 5 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports.
Lots of contact there. There's a good battle down there in the corner. And Sidney still came up with it.
All being worked around. 3-1 score, Sidney ahead. You get a big win. The leaders of the Valley Division in Sidney and the leaders of the Miami Division in Butler facing off here.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good statement. This is going to be a game that you're going to remember, especially come voting for the tournament. This is, where, not only, you're in this phase where you're playing, it's conference title now. That's what you're looking for. You want to win your division or conference title, make a mark there. And then, you want to use that as definitely good placement come tournament time, so you can get a nice high seed and maybe a home game or two, and then end up with good matchups there. So these, this work, just like in college football, basically all games matter.
Well, scooped up by the goalie. As Sidney working around here.
On the ball back. Oh, Whoa.
Yep.
I have a feeling that'll be a card. It will be.
And it is, yeah. I'd say pretty clear extension of the hand.
Oh, yeah, that was a professional foul, without a doubt.
That's when they show you when you go through referee class.
Yeah, that's not what you do. Yeah, that's not what you do. So, yeah, no, that was definitely jersey pull, definitely a card. So, a lot of aggression here from Sidney. Just want them. I think coach just want to try to get him. You want to play your game, but you don't want to also get a card and have especially a second yellow. That's what we don't want. And right now you got 4 Yellow Jackets sitting on yellow cards right now.
Washburn kicks it in the box. Goes around, Sidney deflects it out the box to redirect the Vandalia Butler attack. They'll get a throw in right in front of the Sidney bench as we approach under 11 minutes to go here. Ball kick sails well above the crossbar.
Yeah, again, just like you were talking about earlier, I mean, I think there's just a lot of desperation. I think they want it. But, if you just take some time and lean over that, you can at least get that on frame. And that'd be very helpful. But unfortunately, I think they've just kind of gotten mentally out of their game here a little bit.
And Coach Rosenkrantz, discussed, before the game and, how she wanted to keep her team composed, relaxed. And this is, one of the best teams they've faced. And Coach Rosenkrantz, a graduate of Northmont High School, played college soccer at Wilmington.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely lots of great soccer there at Wilmington D3. Good coaches down there. Steve Spurk, women's coach down there. Bud Lewis, long time men's coach for a long time, now since retired.
And the ball continues.
I have a lot of affection for Bud. He's a Bowling Green graduate, which I am as well. So I have a little affection for Bud. But long time coach there at Wilmington, enjoying retirement now.
All being moved around here. Butler moving. Kicks it up ahead, trying to find a lane to get a run open to the goal.
I think they've kind of gone away from their game, trying to go over the top. They're not trying to really play the ball and work it like they had before. Well, I think a little bit of desperation here going on. We did get a corner, though, for Butler.
And here, a prime opportunity. Butler now has to be about perfect down the stretch if they want to avoid getting their first loss of the season. They haven't even had a tie yet, 7-0-0 coming into this contest. Kick from the corner, redirected. And Pyatt gets it again. Pyatt staying strong there twice, and that's huge for Sidney as the defense holds.
Yeah, quality opportunity there. That's probably as good a quality as it's been for Vandalia so far. Here in this second half, it's just not been a ton, but they've been able to, she's onside.
Vordemark pushing up ahead. Vordemark trying to make a statement on this game. Kick, stopped, and goal. That is number 12, Mariah Johnson. I believe it was Mariah Johnson.
Goes to Mariah Johnson, number 12.
I believe the goal scorer there on the rebound, and Sidney ahead 4-1, and that might be the coffin and nails right there.
Yeah, I think that'll do it tonight for them. I think they just got to ride that out and be able to finish that. Great placement and finish. Nice run by Vordemark and Johnson with the finish. Nice being in the right place at the right time. Goalie did make the save, but that's why you follow your shot and you get a goal like that. And nice applause as she leaves the game as substituted here.
And Mariah Johnson, that is her first goal of the year, and not much of a better time to come than now, as Sidney's going to get a huge Miami Valley League victory and go to 6-1-1 here within the next 7.5 minutes, barring a miracle.
Yeah, I don't really, as the way Butler's been playing, I really don't see it. But just the way they just have not been able to create anything since, like I said, since that Sidney goal. It's just that first Sidney goal by Bargy. It's just, everything is just 4 unanswered goals here for the Jackets. Just been an amazing performance, sticking with what's been working, and I think that's I think Coach Verano didn't panic, was down 1-0, hasn't panicked, stuck with his plan, worked out, and it's going to get him a victory.
And there's the flag coming up here. It'll be Sidney ball as the clock continues to roll, or actually stop.
Yeah, it's stopped because we got a card here.
My bad. And like I said, it's been an aggressive ball game tonight. We've seen a lot of cards.
Yeah, this is our 6th card of the night. Actually, second for Butler. Sidney's had 4, and again, that one also a professional foul, really slowing things down and just a lot of frustration. Just been a lot to take in tonight, and wanting to win. I'm wanting to win and really competing hard, and that's really what a lot of this has stemmed from.
And it's just a big showdown between these schools, and the competitives getting it against each other, and Johnson working her way in the box.
She was trying to make something happen, try to put some icing on this. She doesn't make runs like that very often.
Butler with a little bit of a breakaway and a collision at midfield. Sidney kicking the ball away. Back over on the Butler side as Butler regains possession.
That looked like a play of the ball, so I think you were good there. Trying to put it through and just it's gonna roll over the touchline.
6:10 to go here. 4-1 our score.
I don't know if Sidney will do any more substitutions here, because we're going to get into the 5-minute zone here in just a second, in about 1 minute, which would stop the clock when they sub in the last 5 minutes. So we'll see if he is willing to do that or not, because usually you want a moving clock and a moving ball when you're up 4-1. But we shall see. Oh. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interference there by the official.
And the ball runs to that, so you just drop it and you play it. That's how you deal with that now. So you go to the person that was last touched the ball.
On the cross, and saved there by Maddie Pyatt.
Clock 5, Madison Pyatt for the Jackets.
As Sidney again just flexing their muscle as we're about under the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, it's been very systematic after that. Once they got that goal, it's just been all been. Once I said it, they're going to bring it in, so they will have a sub. We have another card. Wow.
Riley Randolph back in the game, and on the side is Mariah Johnson, who had that last goal.
It's actually card number 5 for Sidney tonight.
Number 24, Riley Randolph.
Almost half the teams had a yellow card tonight. So you have 11 players and 5 of them have cards. So yeah, a lot of aggression tonight. It's not, I don't necessarily, we've just had some, just a very high compete level here tonight. 2 very, very disciplined teams here. So. And very, very competitive.
Butler could inbound it in. And Butler got away with the handball there.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you get that angle, you don't see it, and sometimes the AR can't see it, and no one can't see it.
Other shot number 5, Ayla Washburn, scooped up by Madison Pyatt.
But, yeah. Everybody gets good.
And Butler will lose for the first time this year at the hands of Sidney. Fair will take the ball away. Fair with a big defensive stop there. Up ahead to Vordemark. Vordemark looking for a teammate to give it up to.
She wants it back.
Trying to get it up ahead to Vordemark there, but not in time. Sidney will track it down.
They want to keep that ball moving if they can, and they do.
Maybe trying to put like you said, the cherry on top here.
Yeah, they haven't stopped. I mean, since they got that goal, they really haven't stopped. So we'll have a clock stoppage because of the substitutions.
3:01. Yeah, that's what the clock stops at.
With Sidney. Lead team in the last 5 minutes. Substitutes, it's automatic clock stoppage. So some coaches don't mind it. I think Coach Verno being okay with 3-goal lead, I think confident enough that that'll be okay. I don't think my guess is he probably won't send anybody else up to the midline, but who knows?
Vordemark in the box, working around, and it's going to be a foul on Vordemark. Butler works around back over to Sidney. Under 2.5 minutes here to go now. 4-1 Sidney. Brandon Coburn and Michael Laus bring you tonight's action. Trying to get across there, and it's like, will that be a corner? We got a player down.
Yep. And we got to wait. Now it's a card on Butler. I think, my guess is it's for this foul over here. Evidently, I think he played advantage.
2 minutes.
And he gave a card, so we need to stop the clock. Yeah, he gave a card. So I think that's what the card was for.
And 1:56 to go here.
There was a continuation, so it looks like we have a corner for Sidney. Now we're gonna have talk, make sure they got the right. I don't know if they got the right number. Making sure they got that right or not. Yeah. But yeah, he had a card on the. I think they just wanted to make sure they had the right person for the right offense, and that my guess is I believe they were calling for the foul over here that was in front of us that ended up being a continuation. So clock will restart. I do stand corrected. It was a throw-in actually. So
the ball gets worked around. 1:42 to go here. 41 now, and 4-1. Sidney will move to 6-1-1 as Butler will fall to 7-1. Again, just a beautiful night for soccer.
Oh, absolutely.
Middle of September, you can't ask for much more. Not too cold, not too hot.
Yeah, we were very lucky last year. I think basically the whole regular season was no cold at all. I mean, no long sleeves, no, Under Armour, those types of things, for players, because that kind of sometimes happens here in a fall season, especially later in the year, it gets colder, especially come tournament time. And we were very, very fortunate during the regular season that most places were very, very warm. We've been very fortunate here in the middle of September as well to have very, very weather. Not a lot of rain either. Very few rainouts for most teams around the area.
Yeah, and that's the thing about fall sports is, you start out gosh dang hot.
Absolutely.
And then you get to the end of the season, and if you're playing the state tournament at the end of October, November time, and then you're wearing sleeves, and it's like I coach baseball in the spring, and you're starting in sleeves, and then you're ending.
You're reversing that. You're reversing that in baseball. Absolutely, I agree with that. My son also played in baseball, played for his team, and I, as a fan, going there, I was wearing a winter coat the entire season until the regular.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there's the final. As the clock strikes triple zeros, a 4-1 Sidney victory over the Vandalia Butler Aviators. They moved to 6-1-1 and really continue to take control of the Valley Division.
Yep.
We'll step aside. We'll gather our final stats, our player of the game, and we'll conclude our broadcast here next on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen. And check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Back here at Sidney High School, where the Sidney Yellow Jackets defeat the Vandalia Butler Aviators by the final score 4-1. Here with our final stats, Mr. Michael Laus.
Yeah, going with Butler, 22 shots on goal. 22 shots total, 13 on goal, 9 fouls and 2 corner kicks for the winning Sidney Yellow Jackets. 4 goals, only 8 shots, but 5 of them on goal, but still getting that 4-1 lead. But very aggressive with fouls with 15 and 3 corner kicks. So great effort from them. Once that first goal came up, great momentum here for the Yellow Jackets on a 4-1 win.
And scoring breakdown, Brooklyn Bolander scored here in the first half with 26:48 to go for Vandalia Butler, getting their lone goal of the game. With 11:08 to go in the first half, Olivia Bargy scored. And then going into the second half, Kylie Spade made it 2-1 with 35:24 left to go. And then it was a 3-1 lead with 27:27 to go for Sydney's Laney Fair. And then Mariah Johnson put in the kill shot with 8:11 to go, making it 4-1. So again, a big win for Sidney, and Sidney tonight led by our player of the game. And there's a variety of people you could get it to, but we identified that momentum shift, and that was the Olivia Bargy goal, and she's our player of the game.
Yep, Olivia Bargy, the junior. Once that happened, everything's shifted, and what a great effort with that goal to get them going. So we go with Olivia Bargy as our player of the game tonight.
And Sidney on the season moves to 6-1-1. Butler falls to 7-1, their first loss of the season. So a big win here for the Jackets tonight. That'll do it for us here tonight from Sidney High School. For Michael Laus, I'm Brandon Coverman here for the final time here from Sidney Soccer Field. The Sidney Yellow Jackets defeat the Vandalia Butler Aviators 4-1. We'll catch you here next time on NKTelco Sports.